Did you know that Indiana is one of 4 states in the United States that does not mandate hepatitis B vaccines for children who attend daycare centers? I'm Rachel Riley, and today I'm going to present a policy brief on the importance of mandating hepatitis B vaccine for children who attend daycare centers in Indiana. I'm going to address the Immunization Division, which is a division in the Public Health Protection Board in the Indiana Department of Health. They are responsible for laws regarding vaccine mandates and policies, and they ensure that schools and workforces have appropriate policies and vaccine mandates to protect everyone who attends those places. Indiana needs to have the hepatitis B mandate in order to protect infants and toddlers who are exposed to each other at the daycare centers. This will ultimately protect them, and mandating a vaccine to attend will provide them that extra bit of protection. This policy is needed because, again, we need to protect infants and children against hepatitis B infections. Immunizations are very effective against the disease, and they often prevent the disease from occurring. And most of the time, babies get them as newborns, right after birth, and then they have a couple boosters after that. So we need to reach out to the toddlers and infants that have not had the hepatitis B vaccine in order to protect them once they are exposed to different people. This policy change is needed because, again, Indiana is only one of 4 states. The rest of the states in the United States have hepatitis B vaccine mandates for daycare centers. So I'm kind of curious as to why we're one of the 4 that don't. So it would be appropriate to address that. 90% of children who do get hepatitis B as infants or at a young age, they go on to develop chronic infections as adults, and that increases their chances for cancer and cirrhosis of the liver. We also need this policy change because we want to protect children from workers who may have the hepatitis B infection. It would reduce the spread from adult to child as well. And hepatitis B is also linked to a higher chance of co-infections. When adults have hepatitis B, they are often at risk for other diseases such as HIV, other STIs. It is common to see that amongst hepatitis B infections. Hepatitis B is an infection of the liver, and it is risky for children and families due to the complications that do come with the disease. As I mentioned, according to WHO, chronic infection puts people at high risk of death and liver cancer. And approximately 257 million people are chronically infected with hepatitis B virus worldwide, and it ranks 4th on the list of most burdensome infectious diseases due to the risk of the cirrhosis and liver cancer outcome. So, some anticipated objections that could come with this policy are the first one is vaccine hesitancy. It will be challenging as public health professionals to overcome this challenge because that is a very common challenge. The goal here is to educate parents, educate caregivers on the importance of vaccines, and give them the data that proves that they are effective and safe. Again, this is linked to lack of education about vaccinations, and people just need to understand the benefits and understand that it is safe for their child. So some objections could come up, which is lack of education and knowledge about vaccines. There are people that believe that vaccines they go against their rights by mandating a vaccine. So that'll be a challenge to overcome, as well as people who have religious exemptions, which, of course, with the current vaccine mandates and policies throughout Indiana, there are exemptions are allowed, and that will be also with this policy for special exemptions. But we do want to make sure that the people who are just misinformed, we target them and educate them and make sure that they are making that decision for the right reasons, whether it be personal or, whatever, that's fine. But we just want to make sure that it's not due to lack of education. So overall, mandating a hepatitis B vaccine for daycare centers is ultimately there to protect infants and toddlers who are attending the facility. It is the best way to protect them. And again, I mentioned the vaccine is very effective. And again, 90% of children who get hepatitis B at a young age go on to develop chronic infections, meaning this will be a lifelong infection, and there is no cure for hepatitis B. So that is all more the reason to offer them protection at a young age. Infants and toddlers rely on us for protection since, they are too young to make their own decisions. They rely on their parents and caregivers to make informed decisions regarding their health. So this policy can help kind of guide caregivers to understand, again, the benefits of hepatitis B vaccine and how it can be used to help their child. It's already required in Indiana at K through 12 school, so why not add daycares to it? They're going to have to get it before kindergarten anyway, so let's give them that extra barrier protection and get them for daycare centers. So again, my position on this issue is strong. I am a firm believer that children should be protected from infectious diseases since they are so vulnerable and they rely on us adults to protect them. The hepatitis B vaccine should be mandated for all children of any age who are attending daycare centers in Indiana, and the Immunization Division should create a policy to mandate hepatitis B vaccines in the state of Indiana for daycare centers. Thank you for listening.